Hi, I'm Logan. This is my project on why we take photos and how meaning is created and extracted from images. Throughout this semester, I worked with Dr. Johnson to learn how photography and anthropology are intersected for better or for worse. During our study, we watched a 2004 documentary called Born in Brothels. One technique used by the filmmaker heavily inspired this project. Photo voice is a research method that places a camera in the hands of one's collaborators as a means of cultivating autonomy and helping express a community or individual's voice. So, I bought a disposable camera and left it in the department student lounge as an experiment to see if my peers would use the camera to capture their daily lives. The camera was filled throughout October and the beginning of November. This project seeks to highlight the images captured on this camera by my friends and peers, Leo Vargas, Adrian Jaramillo, and Berkeley Robinson. I sat down with each of them and we discussed their images. I first asked if each of them could tell me a bit more about the inspiration behind each photo, as well as a description of the images.
So this photo is of a, call it shrine or altar of a daily ritual. I pretty much almost always do. It's very rare. And sometimes I'll forget it because I'm just in such a rush. I'm like, maybe not in a good mood. But when I walk on the campus, this tree, it's low enough. I just reach my hand out, tap it, and say, good morning, beautiful. And then I walk away.
I was bored and I was messing with the camera. There's the theme here. I get bored. I had my laptop up like I was busy. I don't do anything. But I was bored and Jerica was like looking at the whiteboard. Then I took the picture. It caught her by surprise, which is so funny.
Well, I like to bother Berkeley. I guess when I took it, I don't think I really intended for her to be framed like to the left. I sort of like just took a photo and I thought that she would end up in the middle of the photo, but I like that to the right you can see just the department.
These three descriptions give insight into why each person decided to take a photo when they did. In The Long Revolution by Raymond Williams, he expresses that the creation of art reflects the reality each person is experiencing, and vice versa. Each of my collaborators' descriptions, unknowingly, gives us a look into their worlds. Throughout Roland Barthes' Camera Lucida, he has a fascination with the subject and specifically turning a subject into an object. This in mind, I asked my collaborators what they believed their subjects to be.
Oh, for sure, the tree. Yeah, the tree.
Subject of the photo, I think, is Jerica. The subject could also be the whiteboard. Or kind of all the empty space.
I'd say Berkeley and the department maybe, but mostly Berkeley.
I also asked if the photos say anything about the culture and environment of the anthropology department.
It kind of does. It kind of does. It really shows that there's kind of like this wanting to get to know everyone. Just like wanting to connect.
I don't know, when I think of it, I think of like, Berkeley's friendship, and it's like, I guess that, not that it's emblematic of the culture of the department, but it's like, thanks to the culture of the department, I guess.
I've become the tree in a way. So it's like I've wanted to, I guess that's why I highlighted it so much. And so I guess trying to be the tree for the anthropology department is like just being somebody there that they consistently, if they need something, they could talk to and they could count on.
It's just the whole Adrian thing, like that's literally where you find him like every day. And that won't always be the case, but like that was it's a very mundane thing, but it really like is a huge part of going to the department.
Sarah Pink's Doing Visual Ethnography states that ethnographic photography can potentially construct continuities between the visual culture of an academic discipline and that of the subject or collaborators in the research. In these examples, these photos act as ethnographic bridges between the lived experiences of my collaborators as people living outside of academics while still existing within the academic context. I then showed each of my participants a photo of themselves. I asked, what is it like to see a photo of yourself? Here are their responses.
Bad.
Weird, dude. My posture needs to get better.
I don't know. I don't like to be reminded of myself. But I don't know. I don't mind it. I take a lot of pictures of myself. But when other people take pictures of me, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Although funny, Leo and Adrian's reaction highlights a general human response to seeing yourself captured on film. Barth states that the disturbance one may feel when looking at an image of oneself is ultimately one of ownership. Berkeley turns this concept on its head by not taking ownership of the images taken by others. This reminds me on page 12 of Camera Lucida, when Barth talks about the pre-camera theme of autoscopy, or a hallucination of something that is your reflection but also not you at all. Berkeley's comment also speaks to the importance of consent and leads to questions such as, if someone takes your photo, but you did not consent to that photo being taken, how genuine is that image of you if you no longer have autonomy within it? Sarah Pink states that visual images are made meaningful through the subjective gaze of the viewer, and that each individual produces these photographic meanings by relating the image to his or her existing personal experience, knowledge, and wider cultural discourse. Lastly, I asked my friends what makes a photograph meaningful to them.
It's two parts. One, I can see myself. It's like a moment in which I'm like, oh, this is such a cool moment to have, and I take a picture of it. Or mostly, even on my phone, I just have pictures of nature because I find that so beautiful. So for me, it's an experience I have or an experience I want to share with people, and then also what I see as beautiful.
I guess the intention behind it. Yeah, if you intend for something, if you put thought and intent behind something, then I think it becomes more meaningful.
All photos have meaning. If someone took the picture, there wasn't, even if the meaning was literally just to take a picture, there's still meaning. There's meaning behind everything. But to get critical about the meaning, the desire to want to take something, for it to have no purpose, but there to be intention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's desire, purpose, and intention.
In the second part of this project, I took inspiration from Dallas photographer Bird Williams IV. Bird's focus for many years has been documenting working-class North Texans by curating archival projects that are intended to last over 800 years. His motivation for giving future generations a look into what life is like for the specific group of people at the specific time got me thinking about the uniqueness of the UNT Anthropology Department and how it has shaped the college experience of those who regularly hang out there. By using aspects of Bird's style, specifically this series here, I hope my triptychs give an insight into the lives of my collaborators, as well as an overall insight into their collective experience of being an anthropology major in 2024. Roland Barthes states, in order to see a photograph well, it is best to look away or close your eyes. I take that to mean, what you are left with when you can no longer physically see an image is what actually made meaning. Each person who watches this video will have a different takeaway. If you are unsure of what that is, close your eyes. Thanks for watching!